All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Hey, last week was an appetizer. This week is the main course. Rivalries are boiling over. Rookies are rising, and one wrong step could flip the season before it even starts. From the Super Bowl rematch in Arrowhead to a ground and pound game in New York that could shake the AFC, this is where the pretenders get exposed and the contenders make their move. Week 2 starts now. Speaking. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. I'm your humble host, Victor Gwynn. This is it. This is week 2 in the NFL, and the stakes just went up from simmer to boil to full boil. Rivalries are heating up. You know, rookies are making noise, and a few big names are already fighting to prove last week wasn't a fluke. You look at the way the Chargers dismantled the Kansas City Chiefs, and how the Giants just looked inept against the Washington Commanders, and also the Washington Commanders losing that Thursday night game against the Green Bay Packers, who looked like world beaters there. So, I mean, from the Super Bowl rematch in Arrowhead to Brees Hall, you know, shot at a monster game in MetLife. We've got so much storylines, even sleepers, in every matchup that could flip the script on the season. I'm your host, Victor Gwynn. However, rolling with Big T, he's not here today, but he did leave his big truth bombs for me to pass on to you, and I'm happy to play for it here. So we're here to call shots, drop takes, speak loudly so the league can't ignore us. So strap in, lock in, and let's speak of week 2's about to start right now, baby. Let's go. So let's look at the early games. We got the Steelers versus the Seahawks. Oh man, I'm looking at keys to victory here. You know, Pittsburgh defense is they showed why that they're really good last week. They actually stopped that offensive first down and ended the game on a defensive play. I mean, it was just awesome. But you know, Watt and Highsmith, you know, they must get to Sam Darnold. I mean, Sam Darnold likes to hold on to the ball. He's what I call the 14-second man. He thinks he has 14 seconds to throw the ball in the NFL. And in reality, it's less than three seconds to get the ball. Seattle needs to pound the ball. Seattle needs to pound the ball. And they need to make some timely plays for their offense. So you got to pound the ball. You got to get Kenneth Walker going. You gotta sprinkle that rush in, so you keep those edge rushers from just blitzing your guys. Like I said, Sam Darnold holds the ball a lot. Key matchups in this, I like DJ Metcalf against the Seahawks secondary. You know, his size and his speed, you know, versus the length and physicality on the perimeter create some problems. And also TJ Watt versus the Seattle Seahawks tackles. Watt's pass rush, I mean, you know, he could dictate a lot with Sam Darnold and his comfort level. So I have my prediction for this game, but we'll go into that game a little later, and I'll give you my predictions at the end. Moving on to the Dolphins versus the Patriots. Now, this has always been a good one for me because the Dolphins, they always give the Patriots issues. But if you like you saw last week, if you see anything with that Dolphins team, they are not like they used to be last year. This high-flying offense is just something that's not been crisp, sort of say. Tua passing the ball, Tyreek Hill with the off-season issues. I mean, you're getting rid of Jalen Ramsey, who's actually with the Pittsburgh Steelers now. It's just something to me that this game right here, the Dolphins are going to have to put it all together. Mike McDaniels is supposed to be the guru. I believe someone on NFL Network. I'm paraphrasing here, basically. No, I know who it was. It was former head coach of the Jets. I'll just leave it at that. Basically said that he's supposed to be the nerd with all the plans and everything like that, and it just seemed like that offense was obstacle. But he's the victory for Miami today, in my opinion. Or they have to keep Tua upright versus the Sky's blitzes. Once Tua's first read is off, he tends to panic, and then that's when the ball comes out. It's not good for them. It frustrates the other team. Frustrates the teammates, and it'll give New England control. And New England is all about control. And that's what they do with their tempo and their running back, DeAndre Stevenson. And they also have a rookie from Ohio State. He's going to sprinkle himself in the movie as well. All right, you want to join the program? Call 512-967-3496. Reach us at Speak on the Sports or at NYG Live for Life. Subscribe to the channel and let us know what you're thinking. Like I said, call in. I want to see what you think. I want to see what your team is going to do today. 512-967-3496. Facebook, you can see us at Speak on the Sports. X at NYG Live for Life, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So back to Miami. When you look at Miami, you have Tyreek Hill in the Pat secondary. Speed kills everything. However, can Tua get him the ball? Is Tua the person that's going to be able to get him the ball? That's what forced, a lot of coverage shells from the Patriots in the past. Tyreek Hill is someone you got attention to, and it's all about can Tua get him the ball. I think Jalen Waddle has to skip himself as well. And in the run game, I just sprinkled that in the run game. Can someone on the Miami Dolphins run the football against this stout Patriots defensive line? Mr. Barrymore versus the interior line for the Dolphins. He's going to be a big disruptor today and slowing Tua down. Like I said, that first read for Tua, if it's not there, it's usually Tua's sacked, Tua's running, Tua's panicking. But also on the other side, we got the rookie. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what that rookie can do. Let's see if he can actually get the ball to Stephon Diggs. I'd like to see a lot more offense out of him. Those are the key matchups. Moving on to the Bengals. Was anybody surprised about the Bengals last week? How the Browns put up that much points on them? Cincinnati, we all know Cincinnati needs to protect Joe Burrow from the pass rushers from the Jacksonville Jaguars. But they also that defense needs to show up. Gave over 200 plus yards to a 40-something-year-old quarterback in the Browns quarterback coming off the couch and basically giving up that much yardage with your defense. You wonder why. Is the money paying 3 offensive players and you just throwing scraps at the defense? Is that how you're going to work it out? Jacksonville keys the victory. They need to run early on downs. They need to unleash their running back in short yards. So ETN needs to basically he needs to be the bell cow after the take this week. That workload is just skyrocketing for Trevor Etienne. I have my prediction in that game. That's going to be a very interesting. Trevor Lawrence versus that Bengals secondary. Can Cincy disguise coverages enough to slow Lawrence rhythm? Once that guy gets in the rhythm, he was supposed to be the heir apparent to all of this. However, we all see he's been through 3 or 4 different coordinators. It's a lot of pressure. He's got a new head coach. He's got new players around him. But the kid is still, he played very well last week. And I think if once he gets in the rhythm, you're going to see something that, he may complete like 10 or 12 passes in a row. You don't knock on off. That's exactly what Cincy's going to have, what Jacksonville's going to have to do with Jamar Chase, versus Tyson Hill. I mean, explosive wide receiver versus physical quarterback. It's going to be a game-breaking duel. I have Jamar Chase just winning this. He said it doesn't mean he doesn't care who you have, as long as the ball's coming towards him. He's going to explosive wide receiver. This is going to be a good matchup, and I have this on one of my Victor's visions here. So stick around with that. Jets versus Bills, 512-967-3496. Be part of the program. Join us. We're talking football. The Jets versus the Bills. Now, if you look at the Jets last weekend versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, I was pleasantly surprised about that offense putting up over 30 points, but still lost the game. They had some key drops. They had some key fourth down, third and long that they couldn't get out of. But the New York Jets, I mean, they need to feed Breece Hall the ball, throw the clock. They can't have Josh Allen in that offense humming. I'm telling you right now, they were humming against the Ravens last week. In that 2-minute drill, I mean, they tend to do a lot of things. It's a lot of Superman stuff that goes on with Josh Allen. However, Josh Allen is a very, very good quarterback. The New York Jets, they need to win. They need to get the keys to victory. They need to run the ball, Breece Hall, and they need to utilize their quarterback's legs. In Buffalo, they need to force them 3 and outs, or get them in 3rd and long. Let the quarterback make the mistake. And also for Buffalo, you got to keep running that running back. Running back is just outstanding. Jets versus Bills. That's another game that I'm diving into the big competitions. All right, so key matchups here. Sauce Gardner versus everybody. He's a shutdown for me. And Quinyon Williams versus the Bills' interior offensive line. Disrupting that pocket is a must for any type of success. You got to get Josh Allen off the mark. But once you get him off the mark, you can't just allow him to run, because once you allow, those things, then that's in the back of your mind, and then that offense starts playing on it. That offensive coordinator over there, no joke. That's a good game there too. Titans versus the Rams. You got the rookie versus the elder statesman here. Okay, you got Cam Ward. All right, they just need to control the pace of this play. Tennessee, control pace with your running game. Make some timely throws from Cam Ward, and they got to limit the vertical attack of the Rams. Puka Nacua, Vontae Adams, the tight ends, Kyron Williams. I mean, Matthew Stafford is just, his back may be bothering, but the dude is just phenomenal quarterback. Strong arm. I haven't seen his arm take a break ever since he's been in the league. And if you all know what he did when he was with the Detroit Lions, I believe, I'm going to take a stab in the dark, I believe it was a shoulder injury he had. I don't know if it's dislocated, broken, whatever. Shoulder injury. And still came in and drove that team down to a touchdown. So Tennessee controlled Matthew Stafford, that aerial attack, keeping the cool in those guys. But also, the Titans' offensive line, you got to keep Jared Verse and that whole entire package of pass rushers they have there. And they got to make sure that guy is upright. Cam Ward can't be running for his life. And, I got to see, that passing game from the Titans, come to fruition. You got a young kid, big arm. You got a lot of weapons out there for him. I just need to see it come together. This is another good game right here. That's going to put a lot of people on the map here. Cam Ward can actually make a name for himself in this game. All right, moving on to the Ravens and Browns Now, the Browns played a great game last week versus the Bengals. Ravens played a great game last week versus the Bills, but both teams lost. Okay, Baltimore, you got the remedy, you got the juice, you got everything over there. You got King Henry, Lamar Jackson, you got tight end, offensive line, defense. It just seems like something is missing from this team. They just can't put it together. So Lamar got to stay clean versus Myles Garrett. You got to give Henry the ball still. Even though he fumbled, you got to still give him the ball because he's who he is. I believe he's going for 2,000 yards as well. And play a clean game on defense. Defensively, you have to be able to stop an aging quarterback. I mean, come on. This defense cannot let Joe Flacco ruin this week 2 game. It should be 1-0 right now. So, Cleveland, win the turnover battle. You have to be able to win the turnover, create turnovers, whether it's in defense, whether it's on special teams, strip sacks, get the ball, create turnovers, take those offensive possessions away from Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Keep that offense on the side. Okay, that's the way you gotta win that, and you gotta run the ball. Okay, you gotta run the ball. Run forwards out there, run the ball, and keep Lamar Jackson off the field. Time of possession is a must. So time of possession means you have to complete passes. That means you have to make first downs. You have to make chunk plays. You got to keep the ball. All right. Key matchups with them though. Browns just need to replicate week 1 defensive intensity. Force Lamar to win from the pocket and hit explosive plays off play action. The Ravens, just do what you do. Start fast. Erase last week's collapse. Get Lamar in a rhythm with quick passes, and you got to contain Myles Garrett. You might have to basically have your blocking tight end out there. Probably have two tight end sets to help with blocking. And to me, that's the key to victory. All right, moving on to the Cowboys and Giants. Cowboys and my Giants. If anybody's a Giants fan, you knew last week that you were not happy about anything that transpired. Whether it was offense, whether it was defense, whether it was special teams, kicking game, whether it was play calling, whether it was the guy bringing Gatorade out to everybody out there. Nothing looked good for the New York Giants. Everything just looked like it was so difficult. Plays just seemed like they were out of sorts. Russell Wilson wasn't comfortable. You didn't get Malik Neighbors the ball early. I didn't see Darius Slayton anywhere. Tight ends are dropping passes. Our offensive line is just dismal yet again. I don't know. The key to victory for them would just maybe hand the ball off without fumbling. Maybe throw the ball to a person on the team, Russell. Maybe not just throw the ball. Maybe make a play. It just seemed like the Giants did everything possible to lose that game. They had 7 chances on the 1 yard line. Couldn't get it. You actually have to tackle guard go eligible. Who was the tackle? 71. Go eligible. And you have all these weapons: Tyrone Trace, Malik Neighbors, Jalen Hyatt, Theo Johnson. I mean, the list goes on and on, but I don't understand what Mike Kafka's doing for this team. In actuality, to make him. All right, Big T said, because Russ can't cook. Well, this is true. I mean, once I looked at Russ, I told myself, I said, Russ, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to lie. Everybody gave Russell Wilson the benefit of the doubt. But, T is right. Russ can't cook like he used to. The Giants need to hit deep. I mean, they need to stretch this field. This defense for the Dallas Cowboys is going to be all on Russell Wilson all day long. I'm telling you right now, Russell's going to be, he's going to have himself some issues. All right, 512. You want to join the program? Call in 512. Excuse me. 512-967-3496. Be a part of the program at Facebook at Speak on the Sports. Like it. Check it out. It's time for Winston or Dart. Well, Winston we have right now is third string. Like I said, I like his attitude, but I don't like Winston's ability to throw the ball to everybody else. He'll probably throw 5 touchdowns in a game, but he'll throw 6 interceptions and 3 picks. I like my chances with Dart. I just don't understand what this team is doing. Just don't understand what they're doing. But I know Dallas is going to do. Dallas is going to feed CeeDee Lamb the ball early. Dallas is going to get George Pickens involved. Dallas is going to have some short runs. And the tight end, Jake Ferguson, oh my God, he will have a huge game today versus the Giants. Giants linebackers are so inept in covering tight ends in the flat, off the line. I mean, it is abysmal. And I'm just wondering exactly what the Giants defensive coordinator Tim Bowen is going to have today. All right, key matchups to look out for. Run game. Giants just need to run Tyrone Tracy. Run Tyrone Tracy. Because slow that Dallas pass. If you don't slow the Dallas pass rush down, Russ is going to be uncomfortable. What's going to happen is it's just going to become a turnstile. Turnstile offensive line the Giants have been trying to fix. So the rear's going to be hit, and Russ is going to be on his back. And if that happens, look in the fourth quarter when there's nothing left to play for, and Jackson Dart comes in just to get himself some live. Giants also they need to use a quick game. They need to hide the offensive line's inability to block. Okay, they have so many issues and win on special teams. That's another place you could win on special teams. Okay, let's get a kickoff return. Let's flip the field position by doing it. The Cowboys pressure Wilson relentlessly, feed CeeDee Lamb, and get Pickens involved early. Get Pickens involved early. Dallas Cowboys will win this game hands down. And utilize the tight end more. I know last week they couldn't do that when the Eagles pass rush was there, but you're going to see a lot of the tight end today against the New York Giants. My prediction on that game in a little bit. But right now we're going to go into one of Big T's truth bombs. Big T. All right. Big T had this truth bomb to drop for y'all today. He says, y'all keep sleeping on George Pickens like he's just another wide receiver too. That's a mistake this week against the Giants. He's going for 100 yards and a touchdown, and it won't be in garbage time. The Giants' secondary is banged up. Their safeties bite on double moves. And Pickens eats on those. Book it. Pickens is going to be the headline Monday morning in the Dallas News. I can't tell you yes or no, Big T. I can't say that that's going to happen or not. But he says you can't put Dart in with no line to protect. That's why it's going to be in the fourth quarter when it's garbage time. Dallas probably pull out most of their stars. But back to the truth bomb there. You know what? I agree with you on that, Big T. I agree that Pickens is due. And he's going up against a Giants secondary that just has not been, how can I say it, good. They haven't been good, okay? Team hasn't been good. Play calling hasn't been good. The defense coordinator hasn't been good. Everything about this organization has not been good. Giants have won a total of 37 games in the last 7 years. They lost 78. In the last 7 years, the New York Giants have not had a double-digit. Last time they made the playoffs when they had a 9-win season. I want you to understand that, Giants. I'm not digging on you. I am a Giants. I'm not digging on them. I'm speaking the truth. Something is inherently wrong with that organization. And the Maras aren't doing anything about it. The Tishers aren't doing anything about it. Brian Dable isn't doing anything about it. Joe Shane isn't doing anything about it. Why not the fans? Why not us? Hold on, I got a call from Big T. Hold on. Hey, Big T, you can call in the other number. I want you to call in the other one. You got it? No. Call 512 Hold on. 512 967 3496. Okay. Big T had other things going on, but he still wants to be part of the program. Appreciate you, Big T. Yeah, the Giants just aren't doing enough, in my opinion, to actually help themselves out. Sorry, I'm spending a lot of this one here, but Big T brought up the truth bomb, and that truth bomb is something else. All right. Big T real quick. This must be part of the show here. All right, Big T. Give me a second, Big T, and I'm gonna get you back in here real quick. Let me see if I can get Big T out there. Hold on a second. All right. Get Big T out here while I'm doing that. Okay. What's going on, Big T? Okay. Tell me why they can't put him in. No, definitely don't want him to get beat up early, but I was bringing that up to the fact that he's got to get some live. I don't want to put him behind that line in the start of a game, but it just say if Russ is out or Russ, I wish him to get when he has an injury or needs to go out. He is on the depth chart. They have him. They have him at number 2, so he's gonna come in regardless. But all right, what if the game is already out of hand in the third quarter? He has to get some reps. I don't hurt his. I don't want to hurt his. And I don't want to. But you got to put him in sometime, especially to. And it is a divisional game. He's gonna have to know what these divisions feel like. And that's true. That is definitely true. I mean, they're gonna. But this is the thing. They might take out those. They might have to take out those starters once Jackson Dart comes in and the game's out here. That's the only way. That's the only scenario I see with Brian Davis. I'm like, okay, we're down. Let's put this kid in. What you do with Russ is if the game's out of hand, you tell Russ, hey, we're gonna go back to the drawing board, which looks like we're gonna do anyway. And you look at next week and who allows you. This is what a head coach should do. Who allows you to win the game? And if you look at Russ and he's not allowing you to win the game, and then you look at Winston or Dart, you got to go with what wins the game. If you don't win games, you're not gonna have a job. Plain and simple. And one of those 5 picks is 2 pick sixes. Exactly. Maybe that's something the Giants need. Maybe they need a gunslinger. Maybe they'll need somebody who's just slow cooking. Maybe they need somebody who can actually do some cooking. Throw some body. No, they can't. The Giants. This is the thing with the New York Giants, and they all the talent they amassed, they end up shipping it away. Okay, all right. You had the safety that we had, Xavier McKinney. Xavier McKinney's gone. You had Eric Flowers, who nobody liked Eric Flowers, but he went to Washington, got a 2-year, $30 million contract. Okay, you got other linebackers, players from the New York Giants, jettisoned from the team because we didn't know how to utilize them correctly, and they all go to the different places and they play well. Something just like I told something is inherently wrong in that organization, and they don't know how to fix it. He was that tackle out of Miami. Yes, and that's the thing with the Giants that just messed me up. So you had Justin Pugh. The Giants had him, drafted him out of college, went to Arizona, did great things. I mean, it's something wrong in that organization. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Giants had Geno Smith as the quarterback, Saquon Barkley, Azeez Ojulari. I mean, these are the guys that went on other rosters and played better. So I just think that this organization needs to do a deep dive on itself next year, because this year it doesn't look like they're going to win anything. And really, really fundamentally try to find out exactly what's wrong and why they can't fix the offensive line in the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think we need to get rid of both. You got to get rid of both. And I know that Jackson Dart is going to have a new coach, probably a new system. If Brian Dable is allowed to stay and Joe Shane goes, he has to get rid of Mike Kafka as his quarterback. You have to introduce some type of it's that Giants offense is so kindergarten. There's no complexity to it. The defense, they just know what the Giants are going to do all the time. It's just no complexity. There's no imagination. But I could see one staying, and I could see both going. Yo, appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. And yeah, you have a good day. Enjoy the games. And like I said, appreciate those truth bombs. I think we have one more left in the segment. All right, appreciate it. Big T, thank you for calling, brother. That was Big T. He took a moment to call in. And he has some good points about the Giants. I mean, should they throw in Jackson Dart? Is Jackson Dart the savior? And I'm not even gonna say savior. Can he make this offense look presentable right now? Or do you just keep the kid on the sideline, let him watch, let Russ once they take those hits, let Russ and Winston take the hits, take the beatings, and learn? Or is it he learning on the fly is something that's going to help besides sitting and watching? Is that something the Giants should think about doing in Jackson? 512-967-3496. Call in and join the program. Back to our matchup, 49ers versus the Saints. All right, 49ers 1-0 against the Saints, who are 0-1. San Francisco is a team that's beat up. They don't have Brock Purdy. CMC is injured. Brandon Ayuk is injured. It's just a lot of things. George Kittle is out. Then the 49ers with Mac Jones, who they weren't going to draft in that draft. They're looking at draft. Can Mac Jones do what Brock Purdy does? Can he be a good game manager, throw some timely throws, and be accurate? No. Mac Jones. All right, San Francisco, to win this game, they need to throw the ball. Mac Jones just needs to be able to pass the ball Mac Jones needs to be able to hand the ball off and run it. New Orleans is going to have to force some turnovers here, and Mac Jones is good for that. Mac Jones will give you a couple turnovers and a timely fumble each game, and that's it. This is to me a game the Saints look like they should win because they don't have the starting quarterback. 49ers don't have Brock Purdy. It's going to be interesting. I'll give you my prediction for that. Another matchup here: the Bears versus the Lions. The Lions. My God, they got annihilated. And the Bears, Caleb Williams. Is Caleb Williams a guy? I look at Caleb Williams and I just sense a quarterback who is very uncomfortable in the pocket. Once his first read is gone, you're going to see him step down, crouch down, and start looking for ways out. He has to be able to get to his first, second, and third read in a good amount of time. This is another guy who thinks he has 5 to 15 minutes to hold the ball. Detroit, I'm telling you right now, Aiden Hutchinson, versus Bears right tackle. Pressure could wreck Caleb Williams' timing. And with the Bears, can the rookie running back, find daylight against a Detroit? It's aggressive defense under Detroit, but the secondary is always something that is something of a doubt with Detroit. I don't see the offense having any issues, even though they were sputtered out last week. I think they come on here. I think that you're going to see Ross St. Brown, Williams, and their running back is going to just have a day against the Chicago Bears. Now I'm looking at the Chicago Bears. That was their former coordinator. Ben. I mean, he used to be the coordinator of the Lions, so he knows that offense. Did he tell his defensive coordinator a lot of things to do, and what to expect out of the quarterback, and what to expect out of the running game? What to expect out of the wide receivers. He knows these guys. He knows their weaknesses. He knows what they like to do. He knows what they like to run. He knows what sets they like to run out. It should be an interesting game. It's going to be a chess match. And I think it's going to be a physical game. Don't sleep on the Chicago Bears defensive front. Chicago is going to give them a hell of a run. And we're going to see what's going to happen in Victor's vision at the end of the program. All right, Broncos versus Colts. All right, keys to victory here. Denver, can you contain? This almost makes me laugh to say this. Can you contain Danny Dimes? This is a little weird. Okay. Wow, that's another play of the Giants. But really simple. Was it the offensive? That's but Indianapolis, the Colts, attack the secondary down there and definitely run the ball. Run the ball. You have Taylor, run the ball, play action, get Pittman involved early. Daniel Jones, do not throw interceptions. Do not throw interceptions. Wait a minute. You might listen. All right. Colts, keys to victory. Keep Daniel Jones upright. Sprinkle in some of those design runs for Daniel Jones, which he's a little good at. Don't get Daniel Jones running more than 15 to 20 yards. I don't see the guy running it all the way in there. Turf muscle. Feed Taylor the ball and Pittman. Get him involved early and a win on the red zone of the defense. And he is, Daniel Jones is he's a pleasant surprise. I don't dislike. I just think that he just wasn't fit for New York. Who is fit for New York? Eli. He's not through that door anytime soon. Okay? 512-967-3496. Call in to be a part of the program. I'm thinking that we need a Victor's vision, right? That's what we need. We need a Victor's vision coming up. Yeah, I'm going to give it to you. But who on the Cardinals and the Panthers? Cardinals and the Panthers. This is one of those games that, if you're betting on this game, I would. Yeah, Cardinals versus the Panthers. Kyler Murray, in my opinion, needs to get in rhythm. He needs to get his first read in. He needs to hand the ball off. Hand that ball off and let that guy run. Carolina. Get Jonathan Mingo involved, crossers, and keep your quarterback upright. You know, Young, he needs to stay upright, especially with this Carolina defensive front. Panthers definitely need to lean on defense to create short fields. Like I said, get Mingo involved early and control the pace. Control the pace with your run game, and maybe you throw some things that the Arizona Cardinals haven't seen. So, all right, Cardinals always protect Kyler Murray. Use the quick game. He is quick. Neutralize pass rush and hit some deep shots. I mean, get some deep shots in there with Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, that's what you got the guy for. I mean, Kyler Murray's legs are great, but get the ball down the field as well. And you might hear something about this game later on before the show ends with regard to Cardinals versus the Panthers. All right, moving on to Eagles versus Chiefs. The Chiefs. EGLES. Eagles. All right. What do you have in this? When you have a Super Bowl rematch, you have the Chiefs going against the Eagles. The Chiefs were just abysmal in the Super Bowl. This is their get back. Check it out. They don't have Rashad Rice. He's out. You have the rookie who's out as well. Because of the injury suffered by his own teammate in Travis Kelce. I just don't see a lot of offense out of this team right now. They're going to run the ball heavily. They have to run the ball. Guess what? Jalen Carter's back after that one game suspension in that prime. AC is going to have to. They're going to have to move mountains to get this run game going and to actually look good against the teams. Philly, they're going to dominate both offensively and defense. Chris pushes it. The thing is, can Chris Jones, can he match up with this Eagles interior? It's a clash of elite French talent that could decide the game. Last week, the Eagles didn't even use a lot of A.J. Brown. They didn't use a lot of their wide receiving core. But look for this week. I mean, that wide receiving core is going to get some play. And you're going to sprinkle in a little bit of Jalen Hurts' run game. He's going to run for 4th and 4th and 1, 3rd and 4. It's going to be an interesting game. All right, Big T's Troop Bomb number 2. Along through the show real quickly here. All right, Big T everyone's expecting Mahomes to bounce back. A big game at home. He said, but I'm telling you, the Eagles D-line is going to sack him 4 times. This isn't a shootout. It's a trench war, and Philly's bringing the heavy artillery. Big T, what do y'all think about that truth bomb that he just dropped? Right. Everyone's expecting Mahomes to bounce back at home, but I'm telling you, the Eagles D-line is going to sack him 4 times. This isn't a shootout. It's a trench war, and Philly's bringing the heavy artillery. I have to agree with you on that. All right, moving on to our primetime Monday night game and Sunday night football. Vikings versus the Falcons. He's the victory. Minnesota just stopped the run. Force Penix to throw the ball, but they shouldn't throw the ball. They use Bijan Robinson. The Vikings run defense. Bijan eats, Falcon controls the clock. That's it. And Atlanta control clock, Bijan and Algier. Minnesota, you got to stop the run, force Penix to throw, and utilize Justin Jefferson more. Jefferson's route mastery is unique, and it's versus a young secondary. If they're able to do that, and J.J. McCarthy's able to give him the ball, it's going to be all day. All right, Bucks, Texans, Tampa Bay, protect Mayfield from interior pressure. Houston, let C.J. Stroud attack deep early. The Buccaneers definitely got to protect Mayfield. Feed Evans. I don't believe that Goodwin is in this game. However, if he is, it's gonna be a plus for Mayfield. So we can look at different things. Texans let Stroud cook. Allow the tempo attack the Bucs secondaries deep and keep the run game efficient and keep Bijan hungry. All right, moving on to Chargers. Chargers versus Raiders. Chargers dismantled the Chiefs last week. Kept Herbert upright, even without their starting left tackle who's gone for the year. Just keep him upright. The guy is amazing. He looked very, very good. Either they look very, very good or the Chiefs just look very good. All right, Las Vegas Raiders lean on the rookie running back, Ashton Genty, and Geno Smith. Throw the ball, Geno. Attack his defense. His defense is very, very good. You see what they did. All right, key matchup though, and things, Raiders pound the ball, pressure Herbert. Chargers protect Herbert, exploit mismatches with Johnston and Allen, and just keep Genty bottled up. I think that'll work. All right, so a little deep dive here right now before we wrap up the show. Jets and Bills. I think Hall's workload is going to be something today. Eagles and Chiefs. Why Trent's play decides. I mean, look what I just told you. Everybody on the Eagles, they have them in waves. They want to make a name for themselves. Bengals and Jags at quarterback duel with playoff seeding implications. Think about that. Think about the Bengals. All right, the Bengals usually start off slow, and then they end up running the tables. All right, for your fantasy football focus, I haven't done this in ever. Fantasy football focus today. If you want to start someone, start Breece Hall. All right, Travis Etienne and Jalen Hyatt. He's gonna be your flex in my opinion. I think the Giants will need to go deep today with Dallas. All right, sit. Any Patriots wide receiver and the Titans defense. You ever seen the Patriots wide receiver go over 100 yards? It wasn't Randy Moss. It wasn't old regime. And that Titans defense right now. All right, so upset alert. My upset alert of the day today are the Panthers over the Cardinals. Like I told you before, I look at this game, it's all about Kyler Murray. He is the linchpin to this game. How he goes is how the Cardinals. I think the defense, Panthers defense, and the wide receiver breakout is basically going to be the big difference in this game. And the Cardinals should be on upset alert. All right, here it comes. Some rapid fire predictions. And after that, we're going to have Victor's Vision. So, our predictions this week. Steelers versus Seahawks. I got the Steelers winning 23-20. The defense closes it out. All right, Dolphins at the Patriots. Dolphins win this game 27-17. I think they get on track. Too much speed for the Patriots. All right, Bengals and Jaguars. Prediction, Bengals 31, Jaguars 28. And this is just because late Burrow magic. I mean, Burrow is the dude, And I think he's the one that's going to come out and handle this game. In the end, I got the Bengals pulling out 31-28. Trevor Lawrence. Got to get it together. All right, Bills, Jets. All right, prediction, Jets 24, Bills 20. I think the Jets lose this game 27-24 against the Bills, and it's more of a Josh Allen. Josh Allen's he's just super good, and I don't think the Jets will be able to hold him in. Titans Rams prediction: Rams 27, Titans 21. I just think that Matthew Stafford is really, really good. All right, Ravens and Browns. Ravens 26, Browns 17. I think it's a bounce back win. Lamar Jackson, he is the man. He takes this game over. Cowboys Giants prediction: Cowboys 28, Giants 21. Dak delivers. I think CeeDee Lamb, and like I told you before, I think that the aerial attack, George Pickens, comes a major factor. 49ers Saints. 49ers Saints. 49ers 23, Saints 16. Even though Mac Jones is there, and it seems like they would actually lose that. All right. Broncos, Colts. All right, I got the Broncos winning this game 24-21. The late drive that seals it. I think the bonus run. Eagles, Chiefs. Chiefs lose 30-27 to the Eagles. Bucks versus Texans. Texans lose to the Bucks 27-21. I got Baker Mayfield. He outshines CJ Stroud. And that's you have it. You have the predictions. And you leave off of Victor's vision. One, let me give you a double feature. But all right, you already know we closed this thing out. It's time for my vision. And this week I'm not giving you one, I'm giving you two bold calls that will either make me a genius or have Big T clowning me next week. So let's go. All right. While everyone's talking about Burrow and Lawrence, I'm looking at the ground game, like Travis Etienne, to rip 120 total yards on the Bengals. This isn't a good matchup for the Bengals. And the reason I see it that way is the Bengals allowed 5.1 yards per carry to running backs last season. It's awful. Etienne had 143 yards, just 16 carries last season. And the Jags O-lines rated top 5 in run block. All right, I told you I promised you not one, but two divisions. Okay? All right. That's the ground game division. Let's take it to the air. Biggest game of the week. Jalen Hurts will outdo Patrick Mahomes in Arrowhead, throwing 350 plus yards with 3 touchdowns. And then Chiefs their first home loss in the year. Look at KC's secondary, banged up. Top corner, nursing the hamstring. The Eagles' O-line is built to give Hurts time to just pick them apart. With AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert all healthy, Philly's going to stress the defense. This just isn't a win, it's a statement that the NFC runs through. And why, you ask, do I see it that way? Hurts' passing rating jumps nearly 30 points when he's kept clean. KC gave up multiple explosive plays last week to the Chargers, and the Eagles' offensive tempo and depth at wide receiver will force mismatches. So there it is. ETN on the ground, Hurts through the air, 2 visions, 2 bold calls, and a whole lot of receipts for next week. If I'm wrong, I'll say that I'm right all the time. I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll own it. If I'm right, you heard it here first. Let's speak. And if you think week 2 was wild, wait until you see what's coming next week. We got Jets storming to Tampa to test that Bucks defense. Rams walking into Philly for a heavyweight clash with the Eagles, and Mahomes under the lights to MetLife against the Giants. Oh my. Monday night. Lions at Ravens. It's going to be a movie. You know? It's going to be epic. That's next week. I'll speak on the sports. Don't miss it. And with that whistle, that concludes week 2. We've broken down every matchup, dropped 2 crystal ball visions, and let Big T set off a couple of his truth bombs that might just shake your group chat. The takes are out, and the receipts are ready. Subscribe and share it with the Sunday crew. Follow us. The clips, hot heat. We couldn't fit it in here because the mics may be cold, but the fire never fades. I will see y'all next week. Holla at your boy, T. Appreciate you calling in. I love y'all. Like, subscribe. Take that number down there too. 512-967-3496. Call in, be a part of the program. Love you guys. Bye.